Hello, my name is Ada David and I'm the curator of works of art and sculpture at the Wallace Collection. Today we'll be taking a closer look at this spectacular collection of objects used for the toilet, or from French, toilette, a morning ritual during which wealthy members of 18th century European society prepared for the day. This toilet service is silver gilt, meaning silver covered with a thin layer of gold, and it was made in Augsburg in Germany by at least 9 different silversmiths between 1767 and 1773. It's huge, consisting of 55 parts, including typical items used during a toilette, such as various boxes for jewels and cosmetics, a basin and ewer, a mirror, and also a set for a light meal with coffee and teapots, a milk jug, cups, and cutlery. There are also some more unusual items. Can you guess what this is? It's a marrow spoon used to remove marrow from the bone, which was considered a delicacy. So why would a toilet service include a breakfast set? Well, for 18th century European aristocrats, the toilette was a lengthy affair, and one might have requested refreshments. Elaborate hairstyles, fashionable in the 18th century, could take hours to curl, style, and powder. Styles featuring height began to appear in the 1760s and became larger and more complex throughout the following decade. Not only did people have breakfast during the toilet, but it was also an ideal time to catch up on correspondence. This combination of an inkstand and candlestick would have been used for writing letters. There's even a bell shaped like a pear, so you could call your servant to have the letter sent. Most of the service is made of silver, but there are also 2 bottles and a beaker made of glass, and a pair of Meissen porcelain cups. We also have the original chest used for storing and transporting the service. It's normally not on display, as it takes too much space. It's made of wood and covered with leather. Inside, it's lined with red velvet, edged with gold braid. The chest is fitted with purpose-made compartments for the individual components. From that we know that the service is pretty much complete, only a few items are missing. The fashion for matching sets of toilet items was introduced at the court of Louis XIV in France in the mid-17th century. From there it spread to other courts across Europe. Toilet services were seen as statements of wealth and high status, and in the course of the 18th century they became increasingly complex and costly. They were meant to be seen. A toilette was not an intimate, private activity. It was performed in front of guests, assisted by servants. A toilette service would have been displayed in a bedchamber, in front of a window, on a table draped with a white cloth. This portrait of Queen Charlotte from 1764 shows such a setup. Note that the depicted service is undoubtedly an Augsburg service and includes items remarkably similar to the ones in the Wallace service. The city of Augsburg in Bavaria in southern Germany had a long-established tradition of silversmithing and was one of the most important and influential centers of goldsmiths' art in Europe. Augsburg silversmiths' work was well organized and regulated with strict quality control, resulting in very high quality work. In the 18th century, Augsburg became the leading production center for dressing table sets. About 30 Augsburg toilette services survive, made between 1690 and 1770, including this one, currently held in the collection of the Metropolitan Museum, New York. The Wallace Collection service is one of the largest, if not the largest. We don't know to whom this service belonged, but judging by its quality and scale, it must have been a person of high rank. Such services were produced for export, often on short notice, and given as luxury presents, especially as wedding gifts. Augsburg silver dealers, who were middlemen between craftsmen and their customers, developed a very efficient working pattern to accommodate such large commissions. They divided the commissions between several workshops, which allowed for large sets to be assembled very quickly. Some pieces were also prefabricated. We know that our service was made in at least 9 different workshops because of the different marks found on each piece. The majority of items of the service are marked with the silversmith's initial, that is maker's mark. Such mark identified the maker. The items also have the Augsburg hallmark, or town mark, which has the characteristic form of a pine cone. The Augsburg hallmark incorporates a letter that indicates the year when the piece was assayed. Assaying is the process of testing the purity of the metal in an article. For instance, checking the proportion of silver in relation to other metals in an alloy. These peculiar-looking zigzag lines were left when a small quantity of metal was scraped away to test for silver purity by the assayer. So by using the marks, we can tell that this spirit lamp was made by Jacob Wilhelm Kolb, whose initials you can see here. It also has the Augsburg pine cone with the letter V, which was used between 1771 and 1773. Although the service was made by different silversmiths, it's stylistically coherent. All the pieces of this service have high-quality chased and embossed decoration with beautiful details, birds, flowers and fruit. There are also asymmetric Rococo C-scrolls. The decoration is in the mature German Rococo style. In France at that time, such Rococo decoration would be considered old-fashioned, having been replaced by neoclassicism. But in Bavaria, Rococo had a long life and was particularly popular. See, for instance, this fairy-like Rococo interior of the Schelzer Palais, a palace in Augsburg whose ballroom was built around the same time when our service was made. We don't know how this toilette service found its way from Augsburg to the Wallace Collection. In fact, we don't even know which of our founders acquired it. It's first recorded in an inventory dated to 1874, taken under Sir Richard Wallace, and today it's among the highlights of our collection. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and that you will visit the Wallace Collection and see the service in person. Thank you for watching.